Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shay, and this is Classy Shay's Designs.
Hey Classy family, I want to show you how I created these two faux brick tumblers or faux concrete tumblers using Dollar Tree products. The first thing I did was took some deco paint and started to paint this Dollar Tree vase white. I realized later that I didn't really need to paint it white because it's going to be hidden with these sponge rollers that I picked up, of course, at the Dollar Tree, and use them. I believe it took me 5 packages, but it's pretty simple. All you have to do is take the ends off of the little rod that's in between it, and I discarded those. Thought about saving them for a project later, but decided it probably wasn't worth it. Using my scissors, I just cut the sponge roller in half. Once I had the sponge rollers cut in half, I started placing them on the vase using hot glue. Now, it was important to me that the seams didn't all line up in the same space, so I decided that I would stagger adding the sponge rollers to the vase. You don't have to do it this way, and you don't even have to put them on slanted. You can put them on up and down. That would give you another option to this vase, putting them straight up and down onto your vase. But just make sure you stagger it. I think it looks better. I think the seam would be too bold if we kept it all in the same place. So this is what it looked like as we were working our way around the vase. And hey guys, if you're getting any value out of what I'm adding here, please subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as part of the family, and you get more notification of when I post other videos. So I continue posting, even cutting down a small piece to make sure that every gap of the vase was covered up. Then I took my scissors and using the rim of the vase, I just cut off the excess foam sponge rollers. Now my creation was starting to take formation, but it still needs some help. So what I decided to do from here was to take some drywall compound, which I believe the Dollar Tree sells this for $1, but I'm using what I have on hand. And I just used a regular brush and started piling this on. Now the key to this is you don't want it smooth because we're making a concrete pillar. So you want to have it kind of rough looking. And areas that I thought were too smooth, I took the brush and smoothed it out or dabbed it up a little bit. And places where I thought were too rough, I just took my brush and helped smooth it out. Using a couple of these Dollar Tree pucks, I repeated the same process by adding the drywall compound to them as well, both the sides and the top. And on this, if you're going to use this to sit things on top of, you just want your top to be kind of even. So using the drywall compound that I use, it lets you know when it's dry because it will turn white. So you can see here that this is still pink, so it's not quite dry, but I'm going to go ahead and hot glue the bottom to the vase. The key here is just making sure you have it centered. Next, I added some of the Dollar Tree jute rope by hot gluing it around the base and the top just to give it a little finishing touch. To ensure that my compound doesn't flake off, I secure the entire thing with a layer of Mod Podge. Now it's time to paint. All right, the Mod Podge is dry, and I'm going to add some white chalk paint to the entire project, including the jute rope, just laying it on really thick. And you don't want this to be smooth because, again, remember, this is a concrete pillar, but it won't be complete without a little bit of gray to it. So I dipped my brush very lightly into the gray paint and started to swipe over the pillar. And the white paint was still fairly fresh. It wasn't completely dry because I wanted it to have a blended look. I didn't want it to be stark white, stark gray, two separate colors. So that's what I did. And then using a little bit of the darker gray, I went in between the lines to give it some shadowing and just made sure I blended that in until I had these beautiful pillars that you see here. You guys, I had so much fun creating this project. Once I completed them and they were dry, I just staged them by adding my Z Gallery coasters on the top of them, a little bit of floral arrangement around them, and they have added a new definition to my dining room table. I love them, but tell me what you think. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you in our next video. If you want to see some more creations, click the links